Hello, this is Cynthia Campbell with the County Employees Retirement Fund, and I will be explaining the process for remitting SERV fees via ACH in the new CARS system. Please note that the process for remitting fees via check has not changed. Checks still need to be mailed along with the transmittal form to Key Bank. So the following will only refer to remitting fees via ACH. Before I begin, I just want to give you a brief overview of the Accounts Department here at SERV. The Accounts Department is the department that enters all the fees and does all the payroll information that's submitted by the county. Again, there's myself, Cynthia Campbell. There's also Darla Snellen, Maria Holly, and Kim Lucanati. If you ever have any questions about a deposit, feel free to contact us. If you're unsure which one of us actually does your accounting, you can use the email address accounting@moserv.org, and that email will go to all of us and someone will definitely get back to you. Okay, so before you can remit deposit, your very first deposit using the CARS system, you will have to enter banking information. Now, this is not something you would have to do every time, just the first time. And then other than that, unless there's been a change in your banking information, it will already be there. So first you need to log into the CARS County portal using the login information provided. And you will enter your bank account information by selecting the county profile hyperlink in the left navigation panel. Then towards the bottom of the screen, you will click the Add a Bank Account button. And then when the next screen opens up, you enter the required information, which is the bank name, account type, status, and routing and account numbers. After entering the requested information, you would click the Save button, and if all the information checks out, you should see a message that says all changes successfully saved. If you see any other message, then you would need to address whatever's been flagged. For example, if you enter the bank account number doesn't match for the two fields that ask for that information, it will give you a message at the top of the screen. I'd also like to remind you that you can only see the bank account information that you enter. So if two people in your office remit fees from the same account, each person would have to enter that information for themselves. This is for security reasons, so you can only see the bank account information that you enter yourself. And now that CARS has been live statewide to all the counties, no more deposits should be entered on the Key Bank website. Okay. Now that we have banking information, we can make a deposit. And you would make a deposit by selecting the Make a Deposit hyperlink located in the left navigation panel. And then in the deposit method drop-down menu, you would select ACH Pull. And then in the lower panel, you would click the New Deposit button. You select the bank account information that you entered from the bank account drop-down menu. And next, you would enter the total amount of the deposit that you're remitting. And then you would click the Save button at the top left-hand corner of the screen. After clicking the Save button, in the Deposit Details panel, there will be an Add a Row button. And this is where you would break out the deposit into the various deposit types or categories that you're remitting fees for. So you would, from the Deposit Type drop-down menu, you'd select the appropriate category. Then you would select or enter the amount of that deposit for that category, and then you would enter the period. Now, the period for payroll funds should be the month and year in which the employee got their check. For all other fees, like recorder and assessor and collector fees, the period should be the month that those fees were collected in the different county offices. It should not be the month that they were turned over to your office. And then after adding the appropriate number of rows to break out those deposits, you would click the Save button. And then once you click the Save button, the system will check to make sure that all the total of what was broken out below in the different rows equals the total of the deposit. And as long as it does and the appropriate period and everything has been entered, the deposit will be valid. And once the deposit is valid, you would get a Submit button. If you do not get a Submit button, then there means there's something wrong and you'll have to correct whatever's wrong. Once the deposit is valid, you do have to submit. If you never click the submit button, then the funds will never be pulled from your account. So just remember, you must submit. And once you submit, you're done. Right? Thank you for watching, and if you ever have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact our office. Thank you.